Hey guys, today's video is another Dollar Tree DIY video, and in this video I'm going to be sharing with you guys some new summer home decor DIYs that I created for my home this year that I know you guys will love. For the first couple DIYs, I used this new summer wood bead garland that they had at Dollar Tree. They come in like I think 4 different styles, but the one that I bought was the one that came with the captain's wheel. I also bought the one that came with the starfish, and then they also had one that came with the anchor. Now these beads are different from the normal beads that you see because they are square kind of cube beads, but I thought they gave them a different kind of look, so I definitely wanted to incorporate them and use them this year. And so the first thing that I did was I broke them up and separated them and grouped them with their liking, you know, the piles that they came with, because I'm going to be painting some and keeping some unfinished. So one of them I'm going to keep unfinished, and that's the one that's going to go with the starfish. And then the other two, I decided that I did want to paint them. So the way that I paint this, or the way that I paint any other beads, is I take this styrofoam and then I take some skewers, the barbecue skewers, and then I put the beads on the barbecue skewers, and then I'm going to stick the skewers into the styrofoam cube, and that way they're sticking up and it's easy for me to paint. I know other people have different ways of painting it, but I find this way just easy, and so that way they're standing up and I'm not like having to chase them and roll around. If you spray paint them, you could put them in a box and just easily spray paint them and shake them up and do them that way, but I was going to use my craft paint, so I find this way is easier. You can also tie it on a string as well and put it between 2 pieces of styrofoam, and that will work as well. So like I said, I'm only going to be painting 2 of the wood bead garlands colors, and like the other one I'm going to keep unfinished. And the colors that I chose is I'm going to do one in white and one in this like light blue that's called agave, and it has this pretty summer color. And I just basically take a paintbrush and I go up and down and in between the little beads, and then when that first layer dries, I will flip it over and then paint it in between again to get the spots that I missed. Now for the pieces that came with the beads, I am going to be using some of them, and so the starfish and the captain's wheel, I decided I was going to paint it white, but you have to be really careful when you paint these because I find that I needed 2 coats to cover it completely how I wanted it. And when you put 2 coats of paint on these little pieces, the wood is very flimsy, and these things are so tiny that once you put the second coat, it makes the wood very soft. And so if you handle it too fast before it has time to completely dry, the wood does break. With the captain's wheel, a couple pieces fell off of one of them because I was handling it too early, and it was still, the wood was still soft in the paint. So you have to be very careful with these. And I do find that these are very hard to paint. Like even when I see the other cutouts like this at Dollar Tree that are very thin, when you paint them, they become very brittle and soft and easy to break. So if you guys have any tips on how to paint this better, let me know in the comments down below, because I will gladly appreciate it. And then with the anchor, I decided to paint it this color called Real Navy in apple barrel paint, because I wanted to give this one like the navy look. So like the colors that I'm going for in my home is like that navy, that dark blue navy color, also like that blue kind of sea light blue, and then whites. So most of the DIYs that you'll be seeing are going to be in those color tones, and I love decorating like that for the summer months. Now this bottle you guys seen in my last DIY video where I shared with you guys how I can use it to decorate. It gives, you know, it's actually my organization video. That these glass bottles give like a high-end look. So I wanted to make like a bead decor for these bottles, because I did see on Beauty and the Beastins when she had decorated her house one day, she used one of these bottles to have the water for her diffuser, and she had these beads that she had bought at the store, and she put them around the bottle for decoration, and I thought they were so cute. So I decided to make my own. So right now I am just stringing the beads along to see how many beads I need to fit around the bottle so that it could be enough to fit around the bottle, but then I could also get it over the lip of the bottle once I tie it. And then once I have the amount of beads that I need, I tie that part up. And then I'm going to add about 3 beads to the bead garland to the end to make it come down to give it more of like a decor look. And then I'll add the little decoration pieces that came with the bead garland to the end of it. Now when it comes to this stuff, all I did was I tied them together and I use hot glue. So I use a combination of tying the pieces together, tying the knots, and hot glue. And then depending on which little piece you're using, whether you're using the captain's wheel, the anchor, or the starfish, it all depends on if you need the hot glue or if you need this just to tie it up, or if you need a combination of both, because it really depends on the style that you're going for. So for this one, I was able to have the starfish and I was able to tie the starfish onto it. But when it comes to the other ones, I had to I had to glue it with the hot glue because it didn't have the circle that the starfish had. So that's all I did, was I tied it up to the end and I secured it with some hot glue. Now here are the 3 bead decors that I created, and I wanted to give you guys options of different color combinations, but I do use all 3 of these color combinations in my home, so I'll be able to use all 3. Here is what I wanted to do. Originally, I wanted to have like little beads go over this bottle that I said that you have to have your little filtered water for your diffuser. So this little bottle sits right next to my diffuser and my oils, and just adding the little bead decor to it gives it just a little nice little touch and a little summer decor for your home. But you can also use these beads and put them over a vase. This is a vase that I got from Hobby Lobby that I love to use in my home to decorate for the seasons. So you can really take this bead decor and put it over any vase, any bottle that you have at your home, just to add a little summer touch to your existing decor, and it will look so beautiful. Now for the remaining beads that I have, I'm just going to make a regular bead garland with this twine that I've had for a long time. It's from Dollar Tree. It comes in a 3-pack. It comes with these 2 natural colors, and I believe the other one was like green. I can't remember because I don't even use it, but I've had it for a long time and it still lasts me. So if you see the 3-pack of twine at Dollar Tree, definitely pick it up because it lasts you a long time. So since they are different colors, I'm just doing a pattern with them, and I'm just going to string them along. And then for these, at the end of both of these, I'm just going to make like a tassel. Now everybody makes tassels a different way, but the way that I make it is I take some of the twine and I wrap it around my fingers until I get the thickness that I want, and then I tie that part to the end of the whatever bead garland that I'm making. Then to make the top part of the tassel, I just take a bit of the hot glue, put some glue down, put another string of the twine to glue it onto where the tassel part is already at, and then I start wrapping it around that same area, and then I secure it with glue again. Now this may be the wrong way to do it, but I just find this is like the easy way to do it. This is what I like to do, but like I said, people do it differently, but I find this more easy for me when I'm creating tassels. Once you have finished gluing the top part of the tassel, the last thing that you need to do is just take your scissors and go down the middle of where the loops are at and cut them so that they're just strings, and then just trim to make sure that all of the strings are the same, the size. Then you're going to do the same thing to the other side, and then you have your little bead garland with the tassels. Now I made a little small one because I just used what I had left over from the ones that I had, but you can make this longer, and you could put it on a stack of books, you could put it coming out of a bowl. You could do so many things with this bead garland, and there's so many ways to decorate with them online, so the possibilities are endless. And like I said, you can have them small like how I have it, or you can make a bigger one. For the next decor DIY, I took this captain's wheel wood, the wood signs that they have, and I painted one of them that agave blue, and then one of them that real navy blue, and I wanted to add something to the middle of them because I didn't want them to be plain. So these little seashell bra tops, I got it last year at Dollar Tree. They still have them this year, but they say that they're a bra top, so they're meant to be like, I guess, part of like when you do a luau, you can have them as a bra. I don't know who would wear them because I don't know if this will cover anything, but I took it. The first thing I did was I took the strings from them, and you want to save the string because if you're going to do all the other DIYs that I have in this video, you're going to want the string for the next DIY. So save the strings. But then I just took it and I glued it in the middle. And that's it. That's all I did was I glued it in the middle and gave it like a different kind of like a seashell kind of captain's wheel look that is different from anything I've ever seen. You could put it on your door, which I did in my kitchen, but you can also put it on like a thing of mirrors where I have it in my entranceway. You guys know I have this little like mirror DIY that I made with Dollar Tree mirrors, and I always decorate and put something in the middle of those as well. And so I put one of them there and it looks nice as well. For the next DIY, I took these metal wreaths and I wanted to create a summer wreath with them. And so the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm cutting out the middle words that are inside them. One of them says love, the other one says home, and it cuts very easily with regular scissors. You just got to be very careful because you are cutting metal and it does get sharp. So just round out your edges to make it safe for you. But what I loved about these is that it looks like, well, basically it looks like leaves. It's supposed to be meant to look like leaves. But for me, I thought about summer coral, and I felt like if I can make it and transform it to look like kind of like the coral that we see in the ocean, or like when people make coral wreaths and stuff like that. So to achieve this look, I'm taking some baking soda and just taking a little bit of it and mixing it with some white paint, and then I'm going to paint these little wreaths with it. With the first coat, that's all I'm going to do is with the first coat is I'm doing the baking soda and the white paint, and then I'll go on top with regular paint. But what this does is it makes the paint chunky, so when I put the first layer on, it will give it this chunky kind of look to when I put the last layer on top of it, it will give that coral look. Because if you ever looked at coral, it's like this white kind of shape, and they kind of look like leaf shape sometimes as well, but they also have like this bumpy texture to it. So that's why I am doing this first to achieve that look, so it looks like a wreath coral, kind of like a summer look. And some of you guys might still look at it and be like, oh no, that just looks like leaves painted white. But for me, I was trying to achieve the coral look, so hopefully I achieved it. So this is how it looks with the first layer. As you can see, it's bumpy. It has like the little, you know, chunky pieces in it. So then I took some matte white paint, because matte paint has kind of like a chunky feel to it as well. So I took that for my top layer, and then I took a sponge brush and I just dabbed it on. I didn't want to paint it on. I wanted to dab it on because, again, dabbing it on with matte paint also gives it a bumpy kind of texture paint as well. So I want to make this as realistic as coral as I could, and try to make it look less like leaves but more like, you know, the summer coral. Then I found these anchors at Dollar Tree. They come in a bunch of different colors, but I was only able to find the red one, which was fine because I was going to paint over it anyway. So I took that light blue color agave look, and look how beautiful this color looks on this anchor. So, and it took the paint very well. I love these anchors. They're so thick. I couldn't believe that these are $1.25 at Dollar Tree. They're such a good deal. So this is how the wreath turned out once I put the second coat of paint on, and hopefully I made it look a little bit more like coral and not like leaves. And this is how my anchor looked. Look at this beautiful agave color. I just love this color, guys. And I glued the anchor on to the wreath that I created, and I just love the way that this blue looks with the white. It just looks so nice, so summery. I love the color tones together. It looks so beautiful. Now you can leave this as is, just like this. You don't have to do anything else to it. If you want to, you know, stop your DIY here, you can do it, but I wanted to add a little bit something to it. So I took that string from the little seashell bra that I showed you in the previous DIY. I told you guys to save it, and I decided to add it onto the anchor, wrap it around the anchor so it can look like the anchors that we see at the store. A lot of times with the decor, with the anchors, they always have like some type of string wrapped around it, so I wanted to give it that look as well. So I just wrapped it around, and then I glued it into place and cut off the excess, and this is how it turned out, and it looks absolutely adorable. But again, like I said, you can leave it as is or you can add the string, but I think the string just gives it a little bit more of a nice touch. You can hang this anywhere in your home, but I decided to hang this on the little window pane that I made, or the window frame that I made for you guys a while back. I'll put that video down below if you haven't seen it. It's also a Dollar Tree DIY, and I love the way that this blue goes against the white and then the white goes against the black. I just love how this looks in my living room. For the next DIY, we're going to create a summer centerpiece. Now this is a piece of wood. Well, it's a sign that Dollar Tree had that I redid it for another DIY a while back, and so I painted it white for that DIY, but now I have to touch up the paint because it has like some stains on it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to touch up the paint, and basically what I loved about this sign was it had 3 lines in it to make it look like wood. So I wanted this to look like a basically for the centerpiece is going to be the holder for the centerpiece. So I'm touching up the white paint so it could look like basically palettes, and it's going to be the main part of my centerpiece. Then I found these vase or glass jars, whatever you want to call them, at Dollar Tree, and they're absolutely gorgeous. You can hang them, but I decided that I didn't want to hang mine, but I still kept the string on them just in case I change my mind later. I also took some of this blue pebbles that they have at Dollar Tree, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to pour them into the vases. Now they come in a bunch of different colors at Dollar Tree. They have some green ones, they have some white ones. I wish they would bring like some navy blue ones, that would be nice, but I do love these light blue ones. But when you do buy them, they kind of they have like slight variations. So I have 2 different bags, and one of them was kind of like more of a greenish blue, and one of them was more like a light blue. Like this one's more of the greenish blue, but once I mixed it together, it looked nice together. But it took me 2 bags, and I filled the bottom of these vases, and then they are going to be put on top of this board that I painted white. So these are going to be like the centerpieces. They can be like on your dining room table, but I'm actually going to use this in my backyard. Now originally I wanted those Centralina candles that keep the mosquitoes away for this DIY, but they were too big to fit inside these vases, and I found that these little candles are the only size that actually fit really good into these vases. I want to get some more real ones, but I couldn't find the ones that I wanted, so I kind of just wanted to share with you guys the little LED light so you guys can see how it will look before I find my candles. And like I said, I'm putting it in my backyard, and it's going to be in my backyard on our table in our little sitting area, and it looks so nice out there, guys. It gives, just by putting this decor piece outside in my backyard, it just really just made my backyard look so nice. My back porch looks so nice. I haven't even fully decorated my back porch, but just adding this DIY just made everything look so beautiful. And I can't wait till I can find some Centralina candles, I think that's how you say it, that are in stores that are this size, so that I can use it to keep the mosquitoes away. So not only will it be decor in my backyard, but it'll also be useful for when we're sitting out there. When I saw this fabric in the summer section, I knew instantly that I wanted to make a pillow out of it. I love the navy color that is on this rope and the white. It just looks really pretty. They had some other styles, but I just didn't like those. And I was only able to find 2 of these, which is sad because I wanted to make 2 of the square standardized pillows, but I wasn't able to make it with this fabric because you really don't get enough of the fabric piece with this. So I was only able to make 2 of the small skinny rectangle pillows with this. So if you do want to make 2 standardized square pillows, you would actually need 4 of these fabric pieces. So if you ever see any fabric pieces at Dollar Tree and you want to pick them up, you definitely need 4 to make 2 of the standard size square pillows. So to create pillows the way that I do, I just cut my fabric to the size that I want my pillow to be. Then I take the 2 outside pieces, put them together, and then take some hot glue and glue all the sides of the fabric, but I don't glue them completely. I leave a little hole because what you want to do is you want to take your hand and pull the fabric through so that you have it the right side out, and then you're going to stuff your pillow. Now to close that little hole, you're going to need some clothespins and some hot glue to close it, but it can be done. And I have a bunch of other, videos of showing how I made my pillows, and I'll leave them down below so you guys can see that. But this can be used so many ways in your home. Of course, you can use it to decorate your couch, but you can also use it to decorate a crate or a box, which a lot of people do, which I'm going to do in my entranceway. I just love the way that it looks with this white pillow. It looks so pretty, but you can also put it in other baskets. There's so many ways that you can decorate with pillows, and you can definitely make some small pillows or bigger pillows with the fabric that you get at Dollar Tree. In one of my recent Dollar Tree DIY videos, I share with you guys how I created these high-end looking ruffle bowls that are in style right now with the Easter ruffle bowls that they had at Dollar Tree. Now in this video, I want to share with you guys how I decorated the white one for summer. So they had these seashell Easter eggs during Easter time at Dollar Tree that I told you guys that I bought them because I knew they would be perfect for summer. I also found these little wood pieces at Dollar General for $1. They had this blue one, which is my favorite, but they also had the beige looking ones. And so what I did was I took all these pieces and I decided to put them in the white ruffle bowl one that I created, and it looks absolutely gorgeous for summertime. And this can be used anywhere in your home, the living room, the kitchen, your bedroom. It's such a beautiful decor piece for summer, and it gives such a high-end look. So that is it for today's video, you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments down below which DIY was your favorite, and stay tuned for my clean and decorate with me for summer, where I'll be taking all of this home decor plus others and share with you guys how I decorate my home with them. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye guys. Hey guys, don't forget to click on the picture in the middle of the screen so you can subscribe to my channel and get notifications on all the new videos that I put out, and check out these other 2 videos that I have posted on my channel on either side of my picture. Have a great day.